Whether you're playing tank or DPS, you might have run into the issue where your supports aren't healing you as much as you would like. Maybe they're bad, maybe they don't play support at all, maybe they just don't like you, but for whatever reason, you're not getting as much heals as you want. Well, don't worry, because by the end of this video, it's not gonna matter what your healers do or how much they heal you. You're gonna be able to be unstoppable and you're gonna be winning these matches, so that way you can escape these people that you do not like and never see them again, because you're gonna be in higher ranks. I have a few sample clips to show you from the tank perspective and the DPS perspective. And don't worry, we'll be looking at dive tanks and dive DPS as well, so we can learn how to survive on those types of characters too. So going into this game, we're going to be playing Doctor Strange. Now, what I usually do, doesn't matter what character I'm playing or what role I'm playing, I like to do something called the test. So what is the test? The test that I like to do is to see not only how my healers heal me or my team, but I like to also see how they deal with threats. So if the enemy team has a Spider-Man or if the enemy team has a Black Panther, are you able to do your job while also fending them off? And you know, arguably it is difficult, but some players are way better at doing it than others, and you have to figure out which type of support you have. So I'm just kind of playing my game here, doing my thing. I noticed that we're doing a good job healing. Now I did take note to our tank getting caught out, but you know, I feel like that was kind of their problem, not ours. And so I'm still playing the game, using cover and all that extra good stuff, and you know, slowly but surely getting more aggressive and just seeing how my supports deal with it, right? Eventually, Groot puts up a wall and I get KO'd. Now we take note of a couple of things on what happened and why this happened. If you look at your team, well, my team, you'll notice that the two healers that I have are not in off angles. They're not trying to think about how to shoot around the wall should Groot put one up. They're just playing that front to back healing thing, and if Groot cuts them off, well, you're done. This is something that's really important, because now I know that if I lose sight of my healers, they're not going to heal me. The higher you get, or the better that the support player is, they will learn to take different angles so that if Groot puts a wall up, you're not screwed, right? If I'm Doctor Strange and I'm sitting here as the sim example, and my healer is Rocket and he's over here on the side off angle, even if I'm walled up, he got me with heals. That's kind of what I'm looking for, but I didn't get that. So at that moment, I understood what healers I was working with. And that doesn't mean they suck. That doesn't mean they're bad. That just means they don't know specific things about the game yet, and it's not my job to teach them. They'll figure it out eventually. This is why they're in certain ranks, right? We want to get out these ranks so that way we don't have to deal with it anymore. So now that we understood that that's going to happen, let's try to play that one more time. Now I do want to say, even though I did KO, we ended up winning this fight. And this is something you want to learn how to do. I don't KO just randomly. Very rarely you'll see me, whether I'm streaming or doing a gameplay or whatever, then I'll just walk out and KO myself and we get nothing out of it. We usually do get something out of it most of the time. And if that's something you're interested in on how to do that, make sure you subscribe, that way you're notified, because I will be popping a video out talking about how to, you know, like the good KOs and the bad KOs, and how do you know which ones to take and which ones and what they look like. So we're back in the game. We understand how my healers are going to be. Right off the bat, you'll notice that I am already being aggressive again. But you're like, Poppin, didn't you just say, well, put the walls up, they can't heal you? Yeah, that doesn't mean I play different in terms of my gameplay. It just means I play different in terms of how they play, okay? So what the concept is when you are not trying to KO yourself is basically playing your life. Now, a lot of people think playing your life is just sitting behind cover and then, you know, you're not going to get damaged, or playing your life is only take good fights or getting health packs. And realistically, that's kind of part of it, but I don't like using playing your life as much because not a lot of people understand that concept. What I usually say is just make yourself harder to KO. That's something that everybody can understand, because no matter how you look at it, what can I do to make myself harder to KO? The easiest way to do that is to look at your character's abilities and think about what you have to make yourself harder to KO. When we're talking about Doctor Strange, he has a way to fly up, he has a shield. Those are going to be generally that character's specifics in terms of what to do to stay healthy. The baseline thing that every character can do is use cover, grab health packs, but you can see why playing your life is a little bit different with each character, because not every character has the same way to play their life aside from using cover and grabbing health packs. So I like to just say make yourself harder to KO. You can do this by having certain matchups, like let's just say playing against Groot. He has limited range. How do I make myself stay alive longer against this character? Just don't be in his range. So it's not just about using cover and grabbing health packs. There's a lot more to it. But anyway, I don't want to get too off topic here because y'all know I can talk forever. especially when it comes to helping you guys learn a lot of the concepts. So as you see, I'm still playing out. Where's my healers right now? Rocket's way over there. Invisible Woman's way over there. They're dealing with Iron Fist. But you'll notice that I'm not taking a lot of damage. Even though that they're not paying attention to me, I'm still healthy. This is what it means to play your life. This is what it means to be hard to KO. Just because your healers are not healing you doesn't mean it's because they suck. It doesn't mean it's because they don't want to heal you. Sometimes they can't. Now, if you find yourself constantly fighting and ending up KO'd because your healers aren't healing you, most of the time that typically means you're not making the correct play, because you shouldn't need to be healed. You know, you shouldn't be needing to be healed 24/7 to you shouldn't be needing heal. I can't even speak now. You shouldn't be needing to be healed 24/7 to make your plays work. As you notice, the healthier you are, the more of a threat you are. If we go back, look how scared of them. Look how scared they are of me. This is 3 players backing up off of me when my team is over there. In what world do I take out anybody? No world. But the thing is, the fact that I'm full HP means that I'm scary, basically. Disregard the curve. The fact that I'm full HP, it's still curvy. What is this video? The fact that I'm full HP means that I'm scary. And this is what a lot of players misunderstand about playing your life. They feel like I need to get very, very, very low first, and then when I get low, that's when I need to run away and go back to my team. You need to read the fight and read, can I survive? But if you can figure that out before you start getting low, you'll be a much better player. Right here, I already figured out that my team wasn't near me because I could just tell. It's a feeling. So I kind of go back to cart so I have cover to play with just in case. Rocket then decides to pop the amplifier, so I read that fight incredibly well, and I was able to back up, and I'm safe. If I were still here and all this popped off, I could have just gotten picked because my team would have backed up as they were approaching. But I already had a feeling that I needed to back up. I back up. Luckily, Rocket has his amplifier, but we're chilling. Again, that doesn't mean I don't play aggressive, right? We're still playing aggressive. We're still doing our thing. It does not matter. Yes, our team is looking to heal, but you'll notice they're not really keeping me topped off. I just don't take a lot of damage. And now, when you're playing, you might be thinking, well, people just suck at aiming. No, I have a shield that protects me from 800 damage. If I can keep doing that, even if I take 100 damage here, let it go, it refills 100 damage again, I could basically tank infinite amounts of damage. Again, this is what you're thinking about when you play your characters. What tools do you have and how can you use it to your advantage? Once you learn to do that, you will start stomping matches. I guarantee you, I guarantee you, I guarantee you. Moving on to the second tank clip, we're going to be looking at the dive tank. So yes, Cap has a shield, but pretty much every dive tank has some sort of way to sustain themselves, and every dive tank plays out the exact same way. You go in, you come out. You go in, you come out. It's the same exact thing. Now, the cool part about dive tanks is they're a little bit more flexible in terms of what they can do, right? Usually when you're playing things like Magneto or Doctor Strange, you're kind of limited, but dive tanks can do whatever they want. They can approach from different angles. They can be really, really creative. That being said, once again, it's still the same. It's still the same thing. You go in, you go out. You go in, you go out. So we need to do that. Mike Penny got taken advantage of this round. For context, these players are people that were Eternity last season and Celestial last season. They're not now, but they were last season. So just a little bit of context to it. But I play a lot of Captain. Like Captain is one of my main characters on my main account. So I already knew the game was going bad, and I usually switch to Cap if I have to stall, and if I feel like my team is if my team is not as good as theirs, then I usually switch to him so that way I can relieve some of that pressure. So my goal here is to once again play my life. Once again, make it so that it's hard for me to be taken out. I already know how to do it with this character because I play a lot of this character. If you want to learn how to do this, you need to not be afraid to limit test. What is limit testing? At the end of the day, limit testing is you having the ability to try something new, and if it doesn't work out, you kind of take note as to why and see if you can alter it or if you should scrap it altogether. So right now, we're just doing our best to stall the cart. And again, you don't rely on your healers. It doesn't matter. I know where the health pack is. As a player in general, know where the health pack is. People think it's just DPS. No, everybody needs to know where a health pack is, healers included. But I know there's a health pack right there. So my game plan is to stall, the health pack's there, wait for my team to get back. Once they're back, I can get some HP from them, but I need to pay attention to the health pack. I need to pay attention to where my healers are, and I also need to pay attention to what damage can I receive and how can I avoid it. All the important things. It's not just a dive tank thing. It's literally something you need to do as a tank in general. If there's damage you can avoid the damage. So we're just sitting here doing our thing. I know how Mr. Fantastic works, and I know how to avoid. I know that there's nobody around because they're chasing my team. I know that people are also respawning. I know that my healers aren't next to us. So the perfect opportunity to get this health pack is now. We then go back on point, and we do the same thing. I know that they have an Iron Fist, so me stalling on cart means that my healers don't need to worry too much about the Iron Fist. There's more ways to peel for your team than just playing Penny or the thing or, you know, whatever. Once again, I'm not scared of KOing because I know how long to survive. I know how to avoid his damage. I've been through this rodeo repeatedly. You're not catching me. Again, waiting for my healers. I know where they are, so I'm just waiting to get healed. We go back. I know that I have my ult. We can go back to stalling cart. I ult. What I'm doing now is stalling until my healers get back to heal me through my ultimate. Right? And this is the same thing that's done with Thor. This is the same thing that's done with the Hulk. This is the same thing that's done with the Thing. Everybody is the exact same when it comes to playing your life. You just need to think about your kit and how to use it effectively so that way you're not constantly low HP, and if you are, you're still safe because you can get back to your healer. So, again, just chilling and just stalling. And it's the same exact thing throughout the whole entire place. Now that I know that my healer just ulted, I can play the game again. I could fight. I could do what I want to do. If you can't jump around like this and you're playing the Thor, you're playing you're playing the Thing, you're playing Thor, you're playing the Hulk or whatever. What is your way to survive? Well, when you're playing Thor, it's to constantly fight. So do that. You can also fly up with his hammer, of course. When you're playing the Hulk, you can jump like this. Actually, you just need to learn how to do it properly. Jump on the ground, jump on the walls, etc., etc. When you're playing the Thing, it's similar to that, except you get a massive shield, so you can abuse that, and you can abuse your damage reduction. It's all right there for you. Everybody just plays a little bit different. So I'm not gonna have you guys sit through this the entire time, but we are gonna just kind of skip to the end, and you're gonna notice we're still chilling. We still aren't KOing ourselves. We're still chilling. The cart did push up a little bit, but that's because I had to leave. I know how much damage I could take. I know when I can't survive anymore, and this is a thing you need to learn how to do. This is nothing different from the Doctor Strange. I just use a dive tank because I know sometimes some of the comments are like, can you show me how to do it on a dive tank? Even if I say in the video, the concept is exactly the same. You just got to see it. It's the same. What is my kit? How can I use it to the best or to the fullest? And how can I survive with it? You're not relying on your healers. You're not relying on anything other than how good are you with your character and how long can you survive? Healers are there to heal you, don't get me wrong. And of course, as a healer, you know that's what you're there for. No matter what they try to say, the healers are designed to heal, period. They could do more, but like core fundamentally, that's what they are. They're healers. So you need to think, if I'm not getting healed, is it because I'm playing bad, or is it because my healer is in a position where they can't heal? If they're getting chased by Iron Fist, well, I need to make sure that I can survive. If I can't, I need to run away. This is exactly why you seen me run to the health pack, because I knew I couldn't survive. My healers weren't there, they were getting chased. So what do? Well, I'm not gonna sit here and just beg for heals, and I'm not gonna run away and give up the space for free. I need to have another option, and that other option was to get that health pack. So this is again, a lot of trial and error, but it's an important skill to understand. And I notice even in higher ranks, some people just do not understand this and they expect to be pocketed. That's not how this game works, and it will never be how this game works unless they release a character that can do that efficiently. And it might be Ultron actually, so let me not put my foot in my mouth. But that's pretty much how it goes. Do your gameplay and alter and adjust based off how much healing you're getting and how much healing you're not getting. Now we're moving on to the DPS clip. So we're going to be playing a more conservative character, which is Namor, someone that's not really that crazy mobile, and you know, they more or less just sit back and do damage. The next clip is going to be a dive character, and we're going to be using the same exact concepts, honestly, that we had with tank. So this is why I like I was going to say coaching, but it's not really coaching, but this is why I like teaching players specific concepts, because I know they're transferable. This is a skill that's transferable. It doesn't matter if you're playing tank, doesn't matter if you're playing DPS, doesn't matter if you're playing healer. It's all transferable. So this is the second half of the match, and they have a Black Panther in this game. That Black Panther is pretty dang good. They're a Lord Black Panther. So I already know what I have to work with. The thing already tried to run at me. I knew I was in a bad spot. Exactly the same exact thing. Why take damage if you can avoid it? If you avoid damage, you are harder to take out. That's the main goal, right? Playing your life is simply being hard to take out. Now, I do understand that I just used my survivability ability. My survivability ability. I just used it. So I'm a sitting duck for this character. I already know. But I didn't want to take damage, because what happens if I get to 50 HP from the thing, right? And then Black Panther comes, and then like I have to float up and he can still KO me, or I get low and she has to look back and heal me, and then because she's looking back to heal me, she gets clapped by Black Panther. She wastes an ability on me. You don't want to do that. If you can make it so that your healers aren't wasting resources on you and they're saving it for your team or for themselves, you have a higher chance of winning without a doubt. So I already know Black Panther's up there. I know I'm cooked if he comes, so I just back out instantly. I know where the health pack is. I'm not dumb, right? My goal is not to KO him, it's just to scare him off. You see that my support's busy. I know that my support's busy. I'm not about to walk out and try to KO him. I'm not about to walk out and do anything, because I know as soon as I walk out, he can KO me. I don't have my bubble up yet. There's no reason. We're just waiting. How is it playing out? Are you gonna survive so you can heal me, or what? I'm still chilling. I already know that I'm not healthy, so we just play back. What happens when she tosses down a healing bubble? I just walk in. We're chilling. Same thing. I already know that he didn't get healed. Obviously, he ran up and went this way. The only health pack over here is right there. So once again, this is what you need to pay attention to. Now there is another health pack back there, but I feel like that's kind of troll to run all the way back. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I would have just gone to this one. It's closer. But I already knew that he had to go get one, right? Which means we have time to play. Now I know where he is, but I have my little bubble, so I'm not afraid. As soon as he comes to the back line, I focus him out. I would do the same thing no matter what character that I am. I'd play the exact same way. Your job as a DPS or a tank or a healer is to just make it so that way it's hard for you to be taken out. You want to remain healthy. The healthier you are, the more of a threat you are, and the less your healers have to do. Now, right here, you know that I'm low. They know that I'm low. I'm not going to sit here and ping assist. They're busy. They're busy trying to heal. These guys, they're busy trying to heal themselves. They have to worry about that guy. They're busy. So I have to think, what can I do to remain safe while just kind of waiting to get healed? Being out of position is your fault. If you get KO'd instantly, it's because you're out of position. I'm not out of position. I floated up because I had my ability. Now I do have to drop down, but I'm gonna drop down more towards the right. I do know Black Panther's over there, but I don't really have a way to do anything other than, you know, I still have to play the game. So I got healed a little bit by the rocket, luckily. And now I can play a little bit more aggressive because I have full HP, and I also have my bubble. Doing the same exact thing. I'm backing up so I'm not in danger. I'm not doing what this player is. You see, this player is losing HP because they're out of position. I already read the fight. I knew for a fact we were about to take damage. Why would I even stay here? Look at that. I already knew. Where's our tanks? I don't even know where they are. I don't know what's happening. Oh, one of our tanks are KO'd and the other one's like over there playing with the other team. So based off the situation, I already knew it was a wrap. We back up. We don't even try to defend this. We just wait for our team to get in position. Now that they're retreating, I read the fight. Why are you retreating? You only retreat when you're not at the advantage anymore. So I play aggressive again. I'm playing off of their body language, basically. The thing drops, it doesn't really matter. I'm still looking for the Black Panther, but it doesn't mean that I'm focused on him. Again, still being safe. I'm safe because Rocket just ulted. We're chilling. I can be out of position. Once the ult's about to run out, she just ulted. I was gonna go up anyway when the ult runs out, but the fact that she ulted instantly means that I was just gonna do it a little bit prematurely. And we're still chilling. I reposition. And there we are. Now you notice, I'm usually at full HP. Now that was my fault, but I think that was just a really good engage on their part. It happens, right? But it took me that long to end up KO'd. That's as long as it took to get me KO'd. Luckily he brought me back so we were chilling. But just think, if you can play like that, If you, and I'm not even saying I'm a good player or anything. I just know how to survive for a lot longer than most people. If you can do that, if you know how to do that, you'll realize how much easier it is for your healer to not have to heal you, and you'll notice how much longer your tanks survive. You'll notice how much longer your healers survive. The only reason they end up KOing is because they're forced to use their stuff on other people. Like right now, imagine if this healer had to use her bubble on someone else. She'd be KO'd. Period. There's nothing she could do. She used it. But because her team isn't in, well, I can't really speak for their team because I don't really know what's going on through their head. But I'm just saying, let's just say their team is playing to survive just like I am, and they didn't get low. She had the ability to heal herself. A lot of the times when healers end up in bad situations, and a lot of the times when you think that they're KOing repeatedly because they maybe suck, it's not that. It's just they use a lot on you guys, tanks and DPS, and they don't really have anything for themselves. So at the end of the day, if you could survive for a very, very long time, remain at high HP, all these cooldowns that could have been used on you is going to be used on your teammate. It's going to be used on your tank. Imagine if the other DPS also knows how to play their life. Imagine if you had a tank that knew how to play their life. That's 3 people on your team that doesn't need to really take up a lot of resources. Versus imagine if 4 people on your team has no clue how to play your life, and the healer has to try to do everything they can to heal them, to heal themselves, to protect them. It's a lot. The less that you need to have your team do, the easier it is for you to win games, and the easier it is for you to climb. That's really all it comes down to. Moving on to the next DPS clip, we're going to be playing a diver, Star-Lord. Now, Star-Lord can really be flexible as much as he wants to, but at the core, he really does excel at diving, and so that's what we're going to pay attention to. So how do you survive as a diver as DPS if your healers don't heal you? Well, obviously you have health packs, but you still need to learn how to play the fight. You still need to learn how to survive. Already, I noticed that my team is nowhere near, and I noticed that they're coming in full force through this tunnel. There's nothing I can do. There's no reason to even stay and try to fight. We're just kind of backing up, looking for a way to run away. The easiest way to stay healthy is just not taking bad fights in general, honestly. Right? It's all part of it. I'm doing what I can to distract, but I'm not really here to fight you. I'm just kind of here to run away. I already put into my head that I want to run away if I take any damage. Not even trying to get low. 147 HP. I'm not even trying to get low and fight you or nothing. I don't want you to be able to clip me and take me out because I have 10 HP. I leave before any of that happens. So we come back. Once again, I try to run away. I could have fought her, but I wasn't aware if Iron Man was there. And again, I don't really want to take bad fights if I don't have to. We want to remain healthy because the healthier we are, the more of a threat we are. That's all that it is. So we're going in, Now we're fighting this guy. I already know for a fact this guy can take me out. You don't take fights, you don't win. A lot of DPS players, it doesn't even matter if they're divers. People, not even that, actually just everybody. Sometimes they take fights they can't win. I know I'm not beating this guy in a 1v1 unless this guy messes up royally. I have to play like crazy. It's not worth it. We leave. It's not worth it. We go take a fight that we can win and we remain healthy. Because I'm healthy, I'm able to take out that Iron Man. Because I read the fight that I'm not winning ever, I leave. Why would I get low, scream and look for my healer to help me survive a fight that I wasn't supposed to win anyway? Makes no sense. We're still chilling and playing back. Why? We don't have a tank and I'm not about to play that game. I want to remain healthy. This is what it means by playing your life. This is what it means by making yourself harder to KO. Now, if you guys have ever played with me, those of you that have, you know that I'm the type of person you never have to worry about healing me on. Like, you know that you're probably even surprised that it's like, I never have to heal. He's never around. He gets low and then he's never around. Yeah, I'm out. I don't play. If I need heals, I don't run to my healer and expect it. If my healers are near, that's a different story. Like, let's just say, you know, you see how he's healing me? Just kind of go back to that same exact example here. I go in, I know I'm taking damage. I'm just trying to get ult charge. I flip out before I get low. I don't take all my damage and get low and expect this Loki to heal me. A lot can go wrong. He can miss his heals. I can get KO'd before that. Like, a lot can go wrong. He might panic and use his clone and then do his 40-second cooldown ability to heal me that's out of position and doing the wrong thing anyway? No. So he'd run away. He's healing me anyway, but I didn't need it because I'm just chilling. Now I'm a little bit low, instantly go to health pack. I'm not super low. I'm not to the point where if you sneeze on me, I KO. But I know that I can't take any fights with this HP. You don't win them, so why would I? Look for the health pack, and we're chilling. Because I'm healthy, because I stayed alive long enough, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, bro. What's up? Able to get the point? All because I just played HP. All just because I know what fights I can and can't win. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's it. Doesn't matter if you're playing Black Panther, if you're playing Spider-Man, if you're playing anything. You see how often I leave the situation before I even get too low. I leave the situation before I think I'm gonna KO. I leave the situation when I know I'm not winning the fight. Now this one was kind of sketch because I didn't expect the Cloak and Dagger to ult, but she did anyway, so I was just kind of playing in it, but it wasn't my intention. I was just like, well, this is what it is, I guess. So, we're not gonna watch this entire game, but you can see how much more effective I am because I constantly get out of danger. Because I'm constantly only taking fights I can win. I'm only diving the fights that I can win. This is the same exact concept as playing a dive tank. The same exact concept as playing Strange or just Magneto regular. It's all about what fights can I take? Can I win the fights? How much HP am I gonna take when I take this fight? Limit test as much as possible. When you learn what you can and can't do, it's a lot easier for you to understand when you should commit and when you shouldn't commit. If you can learn this as a tank and or a DPS, and the fact that they're transferable, so you can do it on any, and if you get good at doing it on tank, you'll get good at doing it on DPS, and vice versa. If you can do this, you will be such a good player. Majority of players tend to think that the only way they can survive is through their healers healing them. The problem with this is if their healers are getting attacked, they can't heal you for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever. If you don't know how to survive for 5 to 10 seconds by yourself, you're not going to be able to climb, because the higher you get, the harder it is for them to do it, because people know how to take out healers way more efficiently, which means that sometimes you might need to survive for a respawn. 10 seconds for them to be KO, maybe 10 seconds for them to get back. I've had to do that. I've had to survive a fight without healers for the length that it takes for them to come back, which is about 20 seconds, by myself. It's very rare that you have to do that, because realistically, if everybody KOs, you also KO. But there are those rare exceptions where I can play the fight so well until I get some backup to save the point or to win the team fight and things like that. But I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't know how to do what I'm doing right now. If you guys struggle with any of this, and I mean any of this, check out my recently uploaded the breakdowns. When you go there, check the comment below and just respond to that comment. I do free VOD reviews that way, so I can look at one of your games and I can already just help you out and tell you what you can improve on so you can climb faster. And if you're like, Poppin', I rather want more of a hands-on approach, I do coaching. So click that join button down below, check that out, see if coaching is for you. If you do not see a join button, just go to the description. It's down there too with a link. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. I hope this helped you out. At the end of the day, although your healers may not be the best, although they simply just might not heal at all, although they may hate you, it doesn't mean you need to lose the game. I've won so many games where other tanks are just like, oh my God, my healers suck. And I'm chilling. I'm like, bro, we have the same healer. I'm chilling. What's up with you? Clearly there's a disconnect. We both should be KOing, not just you. So it really goes to show like how much more effective you can be if you can just learn to survive. Thank you guys for watching. And until next time, you know what I always say. Thank you guys for doing what? Popping often. Real often.